My mailbox is full. It must be election season. Can't watch anything on television, can't open the internet without somebody telling me who I should be afraid of, who is not like me, who is trying to take everything I hold sacred. I've heard all of it. I've heard the pundits. You've heard the pundits. You've even had the conversations at work, at home, in the barber shop, on the street, at the PTO meeting, at the school board meeting. We've been through all of the messages, and here we are. It's election time. It's time to go vote tomorrow morning. Millions of ballots have already been cast. And of all the issues on the ballot, from the federal government all the way down to local millages, there is one common thing on the ballot that is not written, but it is certainly being voted upon. Right now in this country, resilience is on the ballot. And not the way we have traditionally thought about resilience, this idea that all of the circumstances we're going through and all the craziness we're going through, if we can just kind of ride through it and endure, that we'll somehow make it. And yet, when I listen to the rhetoric, I think we have to take the more scientific definition of resilience and deal with that for our society, for our communities, for our families today. We have to think of resilience like brain scientists think of it. Dr. Daniel Goleman said this. He said, the true definition, the scientific definition of resilience is how long does it take to move from the biggest point of despair where you're worried about the future, you don't know what's going to happen, things feel like they're over, you're in the ashes, from despair to hope. How long does it take us to get from all of the noise that is inevitable tomorrow, all of the hatred, all of the arms crossed and digging in and louder voices of the same old messages that aren't resonating to anyone but the angry. All these false choices are going to continue to sound. And the question is, can we have a critical mass of people who are committed to not stay in despair, but to move quickly to hope? Because here's the thing, the circumstances we face in America today are what they are. We have issues because we've invited them. We've behaved in ways that we know don't work for collective, and now we're dealing with the problems of it. It's inevitable that we as a people are going to face tough circumstances. We're going to face all kinds of invitations to fight and to war and to be afraid, but we've got to have a group of people who are resilient. Not resilient in their decision to just keep the status quo and trudge through the tough stuff. No, people who are committed to look despair in the face and move toward hope, move others toward hope, to speak like people who have hope, to reach out like people who have hope, to hold accountable ourselves to hopeful behaviors that bring us together and not tear us apart. Resilience is on the ballot. And not this resilience that keeps us in a hamster wheel of ugliness, but resilience that drives us toward hope. Hope to hear each other, hope to make better decisions, hope to reshuffle the deck, if you will, in terms of leadership, and hope that we can still live together. And if we don't, Dr. King gave us what was coming a long time ago. We can live together or we can die together as fools. The time for resilience is now, and tomorrow, this election season, we're going to vote if we're headed for hope. Translators, mount up and vote.